We're just climbing the mountain to the top of the hill. That's all we're doing. So now with this, what's going to happen is we want this to eventually, as it moves through, get longer. See, whenever we cut up here, that's how it's going to fall down here. So whatever angle I cut, the steepness of it, that's going to happen down here. So I want this to continually get heavier on the inside towards the front. I don't want it to be too layered around the front. I want most of the layer in the back here. So the opposite to the traditional round layer. So we don't just invent the angle. We create the angle by utilizing the head shape. If we just start creating angles, then we start creating corners and leaving them in the haircut where they're not supposed to be. We also start getting shorter lengths where we don't need it to be. So in this area now, we're going to continue and we're going to follow the curvature of the head shape up to the top of the mountain. So right up to that spot right there. So straight out from the head shape. If you don't know where that is, turn your comb the other way and put it on the head shape. And you will find where straight out or 90 degrees is. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to climb up through this crown area, following that head shape all the way through. And you see what happens when I get all the way to the top. See the angle? That's what we want. So by me working through, following the head shape, once I go to the top, it's actually giving me the angle for what we do in our next panel. So I'm taking care of that now, even before we get there. So it's not going to be like we just cut through, then we lift this up and go, we've got a steady flow all the way through, because that's what we want when this falls down here. We don't want some shape in the back and then it to just abruptly go heavier. You need fluidity for that shape to move together. If it doesn't, then the back stays still and the front moves. You get what I'm saying? So we'll continue that. Now, as you can see, as I'm working through the lower parts of this particular area, it's over direction because my section is still vertical. But as I move into this part, as I move through the middle of the crown, this is now horizontal. So it's now elevation. I'm pulling away from what I want to keep in all areas. I'm pulling it backwards to get heavier towards the front, and I'm now lifting it in so it gets heavier towards the edge. So I'm creating a triangular shape, and I'm creating now a concave layer through the front. See, if you try to go technical, it can get very confusing, and that's for the nerds, right? I'm one of them. I love to go and do that, but not everyone's going to get that. You know what I mean? So we don't need to say that there's a concave and there's a convex going on. You know what I mean? It's really just weight that we're creating. Of course you can. Please feel free.
As you're doing this, my thought process is, okay, where's that top layer going to be on the top? Like, how short is that first layer on the top? I know it's not technically the first layer, but where it's going to fall on the head. Like, I feel if I go in doing it this way, I'm almost going in blind and not knowing exactly where the layer is going to fall and how short it's going to be.
Well, I feel that that's something that, as you're working into the haircut, that's something that you should know already.
Right.
Where's it going to fall?
Right.
Do you know what I mean? So you can also start to measure things. Do you know what I mean? Have a look. If I start here, where's that going to go? See, what we're doing is we're basing it on our outline.
Right.
So if I don't want my layers to be that short, I would have got a guide higher up the head to begin with. So that's why the section on this side is different to that, because it's all based on what I want to do with my outline. Everything into the middle. Your turn. So let's extend that through, everything into the middle.